Today on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network, we are going to be making a spooky centerpiece that's going to be great for accenting any Halloween dinner tables or luncheons that you might have planned in the month of October. Now, there's a couple of things that you will need for this spooky centerpiece. Starting off, you will need dry foam in a half bubble or circular shape that's cut in half, or rectangular shape, or you could even use one that is in like a triangle shape, but then you cut off part of it to then make it a little bit more flat. A pair of scissors, sequins of your choice. I'm going with a hot fuchsia color because I think these will really add a nice touch and a bit of shine to my centerpiece. Dried flowers of your choosing. They can be real dried flowers, or they can be artificial dried flowers. In this case, I'm going to be using some spooky red flowers and then some extra spooky black roses that have a little bit of sparkle to them, as well as some plastic eyeballs in the middle as well. You'll need some scary cloth, something in a gray or black or red, or even a dark purple could do. A collection of bones. These could be found bones, but I think it would be most hygienic and less creepy if you just had some fake bones that you bought from the craft store. In other scenarios, you could have some bones, but it's just pieces of cardboard that you cut up into the shape of a bone as well. A few wooden toothpicks. Just a handful will do, somewhere between, 5 and 10. About a handful of candy corn. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. Again, somewhere between 5 and 10 pieces. If you can keep it around that long without eating it. And any other kind of spooky accoutrement that you may want to add to your tablescape. In this case, I've got a couple of plastic ghosts, some vampire teeth, and this lovely plastic bat. Woo. What you'll want to do next is grab your spooky netting of any sort. Again, this can be any color you choose. And in this case, I just have this dark gray, sort of almost black color here. And I am going to take this and fold it in half on itself and lightly layer it over top of my foam here. Then I'm going to go back over once more, and now I just have this delightful mound of spooky cloth. From there, I want to go ahead and take my candy corn, because nothing quite says Halloween like candy corn pieces, and I'm going to poke a toothpick into the candy corn like so. Look at how easy that is. From there, I can take that, and then I just poke it inside of my floral foam. And then I'm going to do that again 4 more times. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can put these anywhere you want. Actually, I think it's better if it looks a little bit random, a little happenstance. It's almost like a little stake in the ground of a piece of candy corn. Great. And then with these leftover pieces, I can just place them on my fabric like so. Next up, I want to throw in some beautiful pieces of flower that's going to accent this orange, white, and yellow color scheme we've got going. Now I don't want to use every single one of these, so I'm just going to cut this open. Now I can just wow, that's looking really good. Now, I think what we're going for here is something like almost like a spooky graveyard, right? So it's a grave where I guess it wasn't buried deep enough. Now we're dealing with the repercussions of, I don't know, the rising undead, and they're going to be popping out any moment after midnight, especially if there's a full moon. So yeah, so the flowers should be placed in a sort of sporadic pattern. And one here for good measure. Wow, this is looking really good. Alright, and then well, it turns out that these spooky flowers are in fact metal, so I don't have my wire cutters with me at the moment. So I think what I will do is, let me see if I can cut one of these off. Now, it's not worth ruining your good scissors to go cutting into metal. Now, don't get me started on what scissors are for what, but in this case, I'm just going to leave it as one piece, and it's going to be like our, oh gosh, like our spooky sort of, you know, headstone set of flowers. But I really want to make sure that those eyes are visible. There we go. That's looking really good. I thought about adding some real dried flowers like this, and the thought process was that, you know, just having a little pink, a little bit of an accent that's not a spooky red or orange black, you know. But I don't think it really goes now. So, you know, you don't have to plan everything out perfectly. Just kind of go with the flow. Now, I need to figure out where I want to add my bones. I've got so many wonderful bones here, and I'm not going to have enough space to put all of them into this beautiful centerpiece. So I think what I want to do is a classic crossbones sort of accent to the front, and perhaps on the sides as well. Now, I don't have my hot glue gun heated up and ready, so what I'm going to do is use some of this beautiful you know, fun sequin ribbon here, and that way I will have something that adds a little pop of color, but also some shine and sparkle to this otherwise somber and spooky centerpiece. So I guess if I just here. Well, I guess I'll just tie a bow. And again, you don't have to always have everything perfectly planned out. Just kind of go with the flow. And wow, pretty good. So now I'm going to put that right there on the front of my centerpiece. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, we don't want it perfect because it's a spooky centerpiece, you know. Now what's going to accent that nicely is a little bat. Now, do I want to have this bat kind of flying in from the side? I think I do. I think I do. And while I am out of toothpicks, you know, I've just got this old stick lying around. So I'm thinking I'll take this stick that I've got and somehow I think I'll just tape. I'm just going to tape the bat on the back of the stick, and that way it'll just kind of stick out on the side. I think this will work great. Always have some tape on hand for any crafting activities. Put that here. Great. Now we've got our little bat that can fly through the scene affixed to this stick. If I wanted to you know, conceal the stick a little bit more, I could paint it black, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So I want this to be, roughly right here. So I'm going to just snap the stick that way. And that's what's so easy about floral foam, is that you can just put anything in it. It easily sticks in, just like that. Wow, spooky. We're not quite done. I really want to, take my bones here, which are kind of a lighter color, and then I want to make sure I'm balancing that out with, you know, another lighter color, sort of drawing the eye from one section to another. So I'm going to put the teeth just on one side of this candy corn sculpture. There you go, and now they're just sticking out to the side. How fun. And again, balancing that out further, I've got a little ghost here, and this ghost has a little bit of a bobblehead, you know, so it's got some fun bobblehead action to it. And I think I'm gonna put this one right over here, just peeking out the side. There you go. Oops. I'll just put him right on the side here. Yep. And one more little ghost that's going to just be a centerpiece in this flower here. Look at that, he's just peeking out. Now, we've got our bones, we've got our flowers, we've got our candy corn. I think we're done. So we don't have, like I said, we don't have to use all of these bones, but what you can do, if you want, you don't have to. You can just, you know, have some of these strewn about your table, and that way, you know, this looks really good from every angle, honestly. How about that? Now, we are ready to then have guests over and serve a spooky brunch, or perhaps a haunted luncheon, and to the lesser effect, I don't know, a slightly uncomfortable supper. This is going to be such a beautiful, beautiful centerpiece for any Halloween tablescape. So please be sure to give this craft a try, but also make sure to add your own personal touch to your spooky centerpiece. Now, I hear that we have a caller on the line. Yeah? Oh, okay. Go ahead, caller.
Hi. Hey, this is Ramona from Portland. Now, you think that's a spooky centerpiece? Well, let me tell you, what I like to do is cut a hole clear in the middle of my table, and then I will have a friend with full gory makeup get underneath the table and stick their head through the hole, and then I will just put a chafing dish on top of their head, and as soon as I say dinner is served, they'll lift up the dish, and they yell, dinner is served, and then there's a scary, gory head sitting in the middle of the table, and it moves because there's a person in there. Now, you throw a little bit of a fog machine in with that, and you've got a real spooky table.
Wow.
But this one's fine, I guess, too.
Okay, well, you got me topped, that's for sure. Well, we love to hear it. Thank you so much for calling in, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Sleepy Keys Craft Network special Halloween Spooky Centerpieces episode.